Hey guys, welcome to another video. It's your boy Shadow underscore of Evil 83, and we're back at it with another video. And I'm super happy that I get to share this experience and live through this YouTube journey with my audience, and hopefully grow as time continues. And today, sorry to diverge a little bit, those were just a little bit of announcements. So I'm gonna try and upload a couple videos a day, 3 to 2 videos a day. I get a lot of footage by being on the game a lot, so I have plenty of time to make like quick videos, like 10-minute, 9-minute little videos, and just, enjoy myself and make this content for you. But anyways, let's get into it. Today, we're going to be talking about Superman, the Superman movie. And it premiered early. A lot of people have already seen it. Superman with, what's his name? It's David Cornsweet. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. Anyways, David Cornsweet, starring David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan, I don't know if I said her name right, as Lois Lane, and then Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. What a great cast, I just want to say first. But anyways, it's a lot to digest, a lot of reviews, a lot of Rotten Tomatoes. It's definitely worth the watch, apparently. And as I've said before, I've mentioned on my TikTok, I've posted about it to try and go watch it because it seems really, really cool. Because I love James Gunn. I love what he's done with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Even when I was a wee little lad, like 10 years ago or whatever. And as I enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy, hopefully I can enjoy this just as much or even better. Because a lot of the news on Rotten Tomatoes, I was reading their page a little bit, and it felt that sort of way. I mean, of course it's James Gunn or whatever, but it has that feeling where it's kind of like Guardians. Yeah, one of the reviews says, Gunn has given the new DC Comics Superman the energy of his first Guardians of the Galaxy movie without the total sarcasm, but still stressing profundity about the character and his self-appointed mission in life. So I feel I haven't read too much. I don't want the movie to be 100% spoiled. I have seen, spoiler alert, you may want to skip a couple seconds, about Supergirl, and I don't know about that. I don't know the full details, so that's still speculated for me until I go watch the movie. A lot of people are giving it good reviews. I will put the reviews for Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, whatever it's called. I will put a bunch of reviews. A lot of people are saying it's really good, but one big thing that I have seen on Twitter, or X, is that it's more of a fuck you to like Israel. I don't want to give my opinion on the internet about what it is or whatever, for the sake of a lot of it is against Israel, and it's like an immigrant movie, 110%. So it's really funny that it's coming out in this time for the United States, since I live in the US. It's funny that it's coming around this time where ICE is impeding on California and Texas and everything. And it's really interesting with all the protests that happened a couple weeks ago that Superman comes out and at this historical moment, and I think it's really funny. And I don't know if it's a coincidence, but I know that Superman's message, I've heard it a lot, is that Superman is an immigrant and that he's treated as an alien, like metaphorically and literally in the comics. So I've seen a lot of good stuff, and I'm super happy that it's pro-immigrant, and it's actually really good to stand a political message, because that's what comic book movies have done all this time. And I'm pretty sure somebody said on TikTok, it would be harder for me to find who it would be directly, but somebody said on TikTok that comic book movies are supposed to be political. So the comic book movies are supposed to be about having a say in the real world. Like Superman's an alien and that he's an immigrant in the United States. Like that's literally how it is. Or like that there's these real world problems that could be correlated with these superhero movies. And I'm glad that there's messages getting across the app. Another thing, more on the movie related topic, is that I saw on the Rotten Tomatoes website is that it feels like an old school comic book movie. Like, I know we saw in the trailers, I'll put something up right now. We saw in the trailers that he would change his posture, he would change his voice, and that's kind of what Christopher Reeves did. And I think that is really spot on. I have an uncle who's really into movies and like superhero films and basketball. He's a really chill uncle. Shout out to him for real. He said the exact same thing where it's like, oh, like Christopher Reeves did that, and Christopher Reeves was like the first Superman, and that was very original. And I like that they're paying homage to that. So a lot of the reviews were saying that it feels like an old school movie where it's directly from the comic books. And that's another thing that I wanted to get into, is that these newer movies with mainly DC rather than Marvel, because Marvel has some yays and no's. But first, let's go with DC. I love the direction that DC's going. I love how there's the Batman movie where people were saying, oh my gosh, it's straight out of a comic. And I 110% agree with that. I think that is really interesting where they're going with and the direction that's following. Because to me, being comic accurate is better than being movie accurate and completely diverging away from the source material. And that's something that I have been hearing a lot with Superman, is that it's more directly related to the source material. So it seems like James Gunn has purposefully directed it from these inspirations of Superman. But I think the good parts, now my opinion on Marvel, just to give a quick opinion, is that on Marvel, there's yays and nays. Like I was saying, there's good parts and then there's bad parts. Like, for example, Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine. They got the suits really good. I think like the Wolverine suit they got was good. The casting was good. They brought back some old people and they gave their costumes redesigns or whatever. And kind of a little bit on that, Channing Tatum's a bad person now. I don't know. I guess I can put something on the screen about why people think Channing Tatum's kind of bad. Probably leave it in the description so people can take a look at it more. But anyways, I feel like there's something good in there. But you get something like Ant-Man Quantumania, where they kind of have some good parts, like Kang or whatever, and then they just mess up everything else that did good for them before. You know, these companies have to listen to their audience more than they have to listen to the executives, even though there needs to be a balance. But I digress. I think it's really interesting. I think there's a lot of good things, a lot of headlines, mainly about Rotten Tomatoes, but that's where I'm sourcing this video about. Because another thing is that it's funny because I watched the Rick and Morty episode about James Gunn and Zack Snyder, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Why would Warner Brothers do that? But it's still good. I still think it's really funny. I still think that we're in a time where the world is adapting to film culture, pop culture, and it's really good. So I really am looking forward to the next DC project, even though I will go watch Superman probably this next weekend or whenever it comes out. So hopefully, I'm like I said in my videos before, I'm not at home, and hopefully I get a chance to go look at it and give my own official review about it, rather than just searching up on the internet what the fuck to say. Anyways, I'm really happy to make this video. I'm very excited to go watch it. I'm very happy that David Cornsweet. Fuck. I'm really happy that he gets to play Superman. I'm so happy that we're getting something with quality rather than quantity. And you can say whatever you want about James Gunn. I think he's been dropping banger after banger after banger. You know, Peacemaker, GOTG3, and now Superman. So, another one in the books, y'all. Anyways, like I said, be on the lookout for another video. It's your boy Shadow_of_Evil 83. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. So, peace.